day, folks. Welcome to Just Omer. And my name is Omer Ahern Jr. And this is my periodic report to the people of Grafton County, specifically to the people of Grafton County District 3, because I am the Grafton County Commissioner from District 3. And I try to make these periodic reports to give people in Grafton County, a heads up and a report of what's going on at the county commissioner meetings each week. And, in some ways, because of the COVID lockdown before and now, it's just easier to probably do this, is to get information out to the town boards of selectmen and municipal officers. So that's why I do the Just Omer, and I couldn't do it without the good people here at the Pemmy Baker TV, and I really appreciate all of the very great cooperation that I get from the folks here at the Pemmy Baker TV, PBTV. They've been very, very good to work with, so thank you folks at PBTV. Today is March 5th, and I'm going to give a report, a quick report on the last two county commissioner meetings, March 28th, and then yesterday, April 4th. And then I want to talk about the budget. I want to talk about the budget as well. We're in the budget season, and between last week's Just Omer and today, we've had two sets of budget hearings at the county level. And just to give you a little bit of an idea of what is involved in the budgetary process, county government in New Hampshire was set up back in the 1870s, the late 1870s. And the state statute hasn't changed much in terms of what the basic duties of the county commissioners are under county government. And the first item is to provide and oversee a county nursing home, okay? County nursing home, and we'll talk a little bit more about exactly what the nursing home means, because there are things that the budget is specifically geared for a county nursing home. The other specific area that the legislature set up back in the 1870s for the counties to do through their county commissioners, board of commissioners, is to have a Department of Corrections with a jail and a house of correction. And the jail is for pretrial confinement and also for those that are sentenced under a criminal proceeding to no more than a year and a day in jail, in prison. Anything beyond a year and a day, the charged person, the person found guilty, would have to serve their time either at the state prison, either down in Concord, and there is also now a state prison up in Berlin, Coos County, New Hampshire. So those are the two primary duties that the county commissioners have. But there's also a third program, and that's the county farm. County farms were originally established to provide the food that is necessary to feed the residents in the nursing home, and at the time, the inmates in the House of Correction, which we now call the residents of the Department of Corrections, and to feed the staff people that work in the nursing home, work in the House of Correction, and the department heads and the nursing home administrators who in the early days were required to live at the county complex. So this is quite an operation. The county governments were established basically after the town poor farms were not really working out very well. So in Grafton County, we're very unique still. Grafton County has a 135-bed nursing home. But right now, because of the rules and regulations of the federal government and the state government with regard to ratios of nursing staff members to residents in the nursing home, and because of the shortage of nurses. Nursing staff, we're not able to provide the full coverage required by state rules and regulations and federal rules and regulations to meet the ratio of nursing staff to residents. So right now we've budgeted for 100 residents in our 135-bed nursing home, and it's just this week that we have been close to the 100-bed census in our nursing home. We had a report yesterday from the nursing home administrator, Craig Laborde, and I'll be talking about that in a while. But and then the other, the Department of Corrections, that's a 150-bed facility with several pods, and those pods are for different types of inmates that are there, whether it's intake, whether it's a female unit, whether it's a male maximum unit, a male minimum. So there's, I believe, 6 or 7 different pods there that make up the entire House of Correction. Plus there's a fantastic kitchen facility there, and there's nursing quarters and a place for a medical doctor to come in and treat any inmates that need some medical care. There's a weight room there, and a lot of special features for the inmates. And we'll probably be talking a little bit about that going forward as well. So, and then we have the farm. It's a working dairy farm. Right now we're milking somewhere around 55 dairy cows, Holsteins and some Guernseys and some Jerseys. We grow cow corn there to feed the cows. Of course, we have hay to make, feed the hay in, and the corn is to make silage to feed into the cows. We also grow winter squash, Hubbard, blue Hubbard, buttercup and butternut. That's to be sold in our farm stand across the road from the nursing home. We also grow potatoes, white potatoes and red potatoes. And some years, we haven't in the last 2 seasons because of COVID and not having enough labor. We also grow a very wide variety of vegetables, carrots and beets and tomatoes and cucumbers and summer squash and zucchini and cabbage and radishes. So a whole panoply of vegetables, some of which are fed into the nursing home and some of which are fed into the House of Correction, but not enough in my estimation. But we make a lot of milk, and we sell our milk to Agrimark, and that milk that we sell to Agrimark is income for the farm. The farm also provides opportunities for the inmates in the House of Correction to work, go outside the House of Correction and work, and learn maybe a little bit about farming and how to grow vegetables and how to milk cows and how to take care of cows. And maybe when they get out of the House of Correction, they can use these tools that they've learned to maybe go into farming themselves or do some small farm activities around their own homes and things for the benefit of themselves and their families. So that's what the farm does. And the farm, is a very good farm. We produce some very high quality milk. The dairy cows that we sell occasionally are very much in demand. Actually, we have a waiting list of people to buy cows. We have a waiting list for people to buy piglets from our pig operation. And we also have chickens. So we have chickens to sell eggs, grow and put the eggs into the House of Correction as well. So on Tuesday, March 28th, the county commissioners met. I had to meet via Zoom that day because my car was in the shop and it hadn't come out of the shop yet. So I'm attending this meeting virtually, kind of like what you're seeing with me today now. The other two commissioners were in the conference room in North Haverhill. So the meeting started at 9:00 a.m. with a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Then the first department on the agenda was the Ed Wargo from the Information Technology Department, and he gave his monthly report and talked about what things were being done around the county complex in order to provide all the information technology things that needed to be done there. Information technology, that technological stuff, is way outside my bandwidth. So if you're interested in what Mr. Wargo had to say to the commissioners, his report is part of the county commissioner minutes, which are online at the Grafton County, New Hampshire website. Then we had Tom Elliott, the superintendent of the Department of Corrections. He gave his monthly report, and he asked for to approve some bids and to waive some bids to buy some technical materials, radios and other things for the Department of Corrections that you can't find regularly out with other vendors out in the community. So we asked the commissioners to waive the bidding process and purchase these items. He checked to see if there were other vendors out there, and there's just these single vendors that are there. Then we got our monthly report from Nicole Mitchell, the Alternative Sentencing Director, which is a relatively new program in the last 20 years or so. And what the Alternative Sentencing Program is about is designed to help those people, especially that have drug and alcohol problems and even some mental health problems that get in trouble with the law. And rather than maybe lock these people up, especially if it's a first-time offense, the judge, the court may give these folks a chance if they work with the Alternative Sentencing Program and they can get some help, get some counseling, get some appropriate treatment such that they will not offend again, commit the same offense again, or again, offend again. The court can dismiss their charges, but sometimes it's a year and a half to go through the different phases or the different programs of the Alternative Sentencing Program. And that involves, meetings with professionals. And so it's an important program. Again, part of the program, though, too, is to reduce the number of inmates, residents in our Department of Corrections. So if these people can stay on the outside, in some instances continuing to work and provide for their families, but at the same time deal with the issues that got them involved with law enforcement, it's a good thing for everybody concerned. So we got our monthly report from Nicole Mitchell. Her reports are also attached to the minutes of the commissioners' meetings, so you can see those online as well. Then we had a quick update from Jim Oakes, the maintenance superintendent, on a trash and recycling decision that the commissioners needed to make. So we talked about that. Then we had Marcy Hornick, attorney Marcy Hornick, who is the county attorney here in Grafton County, and she gave her monthly report talking about how many attorneys, assistant county attorneys, deputy county attorneys she has in her office, and what types of cases that they're working on. A lot of drug cases, a lot of pedophile cases, a lot of pornography, some assault type cases. So, her office, county attorney office, and Marcy Hornick is an elected official, constitutional official, and so she makes, but her budget is through the county commissioner's office. So we get a monthly report from Marcy Hornick, the county attorney. And for any attorneys out there who are looking for maybe a new job, the county attorney's office is looking for another assistant county attorney. And if there's any paralegals out there or legal assistants that may want to find another job, we're also looking for a legal assistant up there at the county attorney's office. So if you go online and look at the human resource part of the county website, you can see these jobs up on the list of jobs for hire. So that was pretty much the department heads that were there on March 28th. Some of the issues that the commissioners dealt with we're in the process of looking for an assistant county administrator, and we're also going to be looking for a new county Department of Corrections superintendent. Mr. Elliott is retiring, I think, at the end of August, and so we need to find someone to replace Superintendent Elliott. So we talked a little bit about that hiring process, and then we talked about the commissioners' ARPA funding program. The commissioners have decided to make about $2 million of its ARPA funding money that it got the American Rescue Plan funds from the federal government to make some of that money available to our municipalities here in Grafton County. And so each municipality can apply for a grant. I think it's $50,000 is the maximum. We're also offering some smaller grants to small businesses here within Grafton County and also to some nonprofits. There is a list of what entities would be available and what programs would be eligible for the grants, these ARPA county commissioner ARPA grants. But if you go again to the website, Grafton County website, you can see all of that information posted there. And one of the issues that is going to be coming up an awful lot is, as I've talked about here for the last couple of years now on Just Omer, is we have a problem, real challenge with finding employees, especially nursing employees and people to work in the Department of Corrections. And one of the issues I think we're finding is housing. And there's just not a lot of housing up in the North Haverhill area. And so the commissioners are talking about it. There's no decision been made yet. Certainly Commissioner Ahern has some ideas and thoughts about how best to provide some housing for potential employees at the county, but that's an issue that's not going to be easily resolved. So then the county commissioners met yesterday, Tuesday, the 4th of April. Today's the 5th. And again, we started out with the Pledge of Allegiance at 9:00 a.m. And the first person on the agenda was Judith Hull with the Master Gardener Program here in Grafton County. She's the coordinator. And she talked about a project that the Master Gardener Program would like to implement at the Grafton County grounds up in North Haverhill. And she talked about, doing a plan and what would the commissioners like to see. And what's especially kind of interesting about this, the Master Gardener program, is at the same time the nursing home administrator has been talking about doing a major garden and trees and improvements around the nursing home to kind of make the residents in the nursing home, make their experience there a much more enjoyable thing. So we're kind of encouraging the master gardeners and the county nursing home administrator to kind of work together on that. So, and again, the Master Gardener Program, they're always looking for volunteers to help out with things, and you can get a hold of the Master Gardener Program through the UNH Cooperative Extension Office up there in North Haverhill. Again, if you go to the Grafton County website, I think you can get a link to the UNH Cooperative Extension office that's up there. And I think if you go to UNH Cooperative Extension online, you can get to the Grafton County office and connect with the Master Gardener program via the internet. The next person that was on the agenda for yesterday was Karen Clough, the Human Resource Director. And Karen is the department head that keeps the commissioners up to date with how many new hires we had in the last month and in what departments and how many people left Grafton County employment, and then how many openings we have in the Department of Corrections for corrections officers. And we're still now looking for, I believe, another chef in the Department of Corrections. So if you're interested in cooking for the inmates and the corrections officers at the Department of Corrections, file an application for a job. We'd love to see your application there. Certainly the great need for nursing staff. Karen lets us know about that. We're looking for people to work in the maintenance department. I think we're still looking for a farm worker as well. So she gives us quite a listing of folks or positions that are open there. And again, her report is also online attached to the commissioner minutes. There's a lot of positions that are open at Grafton County, a lot of opportunities. We have increased the wages in the last year because of a wage survey that the commissioners had authorized, and we have some very good benefits at Grafton County, some good retirement programs, some good medical benefits, and there's quite a few days off as well. And all that information is available online. The next person that we had was Sal Stephen Hubbard. He is with the Lakes Region Community Developers, and he's asking the county to help him out with a CDBG Community Development Block Grant application to put in a 3-phase project in Ashland. And he just needs a governmental entity to be part of the application process, not asking for any money from the county, but just to be part of the applicant process. And they're talking about the Lakes Region Community Development is talking about putting in a 3-phase project over in Ashland. Ashland, the first phase would be a 6-unit family workforce housing program, 60 units. The next part of the 3 phases would be a would be an elderly housing facility in the same location on the same 34 acres. And then there would be a 3rd phase, which would involve the Pemi Valley Habitat for Humanity. So stay tuned to that. You're going to be seeing some things going on. Those of you in the town of Ashland, you're going to be seeing these things coming before your planning board, your zoning board, and your board of selectmen. So just keep those things in mind. There was also some discussion, again at this meeting, about housing for employees, nursing staff, whether it's temporary housing or dormitory housing. So there was a little bit of discussion there. Again, that discussion is going to continue going on. The budget. I want to take a few minutes to talk about the budget. We're now in the thick of the budget season. The county, Grafton County, is on a fiscal year, and our fiscal year goes from the 1st of July to June 30th. And the county budget is developed, proposed by the county commissioners, but the final decision makers with regard to the county budget are the county delegation. And the county delegation has to either approve or reject the commissioner's budget before the 1st of July, the beginning of the fiscal year. And if they don't accept the budget and they haven't rejected it, then the commissioner's budget will go through as the default budget as of the 1st of, I believe it's the 1st of July, the beginning of the fiscal year. So, there's some unique aspects to this year's budget. In the last year and a half, the county has purchased a lot of equipment through the American Rescue Plan Authority, ARPA, ARPA, which is where the money's coming from that's going to the municipalities, small businesses, and the nonprofits that I talked about earlier in my program today. So there's been a lot of money spent on equipment, technology. Some of that money was used for salary stipends, not necessarily for increases in the salary, but for salary stipends in accordance with the federal and state regulations. So there's been a lot of hardware, hard equipment that's been purchased in the last year and a half or so. And we're going to be, the issue, I believe, is going to be employee wages, employee compensation. We have heard from the employee council there. We have heard from the employee union, which is in the nursing home. And the wages are going to be a item of a lot of discussion. But where so much equipment has been purchased through the ARPA funds, I'm going to be very concerned about what is being requested by the department heads in terms of equipment that they normally might have put into the budget. Again, the ARPA money was supposed to be just for one-time purchases, something that the county department would not otherwise purchase on a regular basis. So, it might be like for the sheriff's department, we approved the sheriff's department buying a small bus to move prisoners from the Department of Corrections to courts, either in Plymouth or in Lebanon or Hanover or wherever they bring these people. So one of the things I want to let you know, though, is the ultimate decision on the budget is going to be made by your state representatives, who are also known as the county delegation. So the county delegation is made up of all of the elected state representatives from here in Grafton County. Folks, elections have consequences. So you have an opportunity out there, you taxpayers have an opportunity to talk to your state representatives and let them know how you feel about what the county budget should be looking like. And you've got state representatives here in the Plymouth Holderness area. You can find out who they are by going to your town offices. So I encourage you, voters, I encourage you, taxpayers, to go out and talk with your state representatives, and certainly talk with me, Omer Ahern Jr., your Grafton County Commissioner. I do have an email. My email address is omer.ahern.jr@gmail.com. My phone number is 603-764-6024. And you can reach me either through my email or through my telephone. And I look forward to hearing from you. Some people stop me as, outside the grocery stores to talk about things. So I want to thank again the cooperation I get with Commissioner Wendy Piper, the chairman, and Commissioner Martha McLeod from up in Littleton, District 2. And I enjoy working with them on the Board of Commissioners. I also want to thank the PBTV for hosting me, and I really appreciate this, folks. So that's the end of my report for today. God bless the great Republic of the United States of America, and God bless the state of New Hampshire. Take care. Be safe.